9,000 RPM, no turbos, no forced induction hiding the sound, just 16 cylinders naturally aspirated screaming to a redline most modern hypercars can't even approach, because most of them gave up on engines like this years ago. While Rimac went all-electric with the Nevera and Koenigsegg leans on twin-turbo V8s for the Jesko, Bugatti went the other way entirely, a brand-new 8.3-liter V16 built with Cosworth paired with 3 electric motors for backup power, not as the main event. That's the Tourbillon, $4.5 million, 250 units ever, hand-built in a small atelier in France. And today, we're not just talking about what it is, we're talking about what it actually costs to own one. Not just the sticker price, the insurance, the maintenance, the storage, and the real math behind keeping a car like this in your garage for the next 10 years. Here's what makes the Tourbillon genuinely significant, not just expensive. Almost everyone else in the hypercar space has moved on from big naturally aspirated engines. Turbos are easier to make efficient. Full electric, like the Nevera, is easier to make brutally fast. Bugatti did neither. They built a new 8.3-liter V16 from scratch, revving to 9,000 RPM, specifically to preserve the sound and the throttle response that a turbo or an EV can't replicate, and then bolted on 3 electric motors and a 24.8 kilowatt-hour battery almost as an afterthought, purely to push the combined output to 1,800 horsepower and add 37 miles of silent electric range for city driving. The result? 0 to 62 in about 2 seconds and a top speed of 276 miles per hour. It's the last of a dying breed wrapped in the first hybrid system Bugatti has ever built. That combination is exactly why this car matters to people who care about engines, and exactly why it's such a complicated thing to actually own. Because that hybrid system is also the key to understanding the ownership economics. A battery and 3 electric motors are far more specialized components than a traditional engine, and when that system eventually needs servicing, it isn't something a regular shop or even most luxury shops can handle. It has to go back to the factory. The Tourbillon hasn't been delivered yet, so there's no real-world data on what servicing its specific hybrid system costs, but its predecessor, the Chiron, a simpler, non-hybrid car, gives us a real baseline for what ownership at this level looks like in practice. A set of Chiron wheels and tires costs around $42,000 to replace, and they wear out far faster than on a normal car because they're built for 276 mile-per-hour stability, not daily commuting. A full engine replacement runs over $850,000. Annual insurance runs $60,000 to $120,000 depending on coverage. Scheduled maintenance adds another $20,000 to $40,000 per service interval. Run the total across 10 years, and Chiron ownership lands at roughly $200,000 in maintenance alone, before insurance, storage, or transport. The Tourbillon adds a battery and 3 electric motors on top of all of that, components more specialized than anything on the Chiron. Every one of these cars is built and supported through a single atelier in Molsheim, France, so real Tourbillon costs, once that data exists, will very likely land at or above these numbers, not below them. Here's something most cost breakdowns skip entirely. The $4.5 million base price doesn't actually get you a finished car. Every single Tourbillon is bespoke commissioned through Bugatti's Atelier program, meaning the number you see quoted is closer to a starting point than a final invoice. Paint alone can involve custom pigments and multi-stage finishes that take weeks to apply and cure. Interior options range from exotic leathers to hand-machined metal trim, and Bugatti's design team works directly with each buyer on materials, color combinations, and cabin layout before a single panel gets built. That process is part of what makes each of the 250 cars genuinely unique. No two are likely to leave Molsheim identically spec'd, but it also means the entry price most articles quote is rarely what buyers actually pay. Bespoke paint and interior work routinely add hundreds of thousands of dollars on top of the base figure before insurance or a single mile has been driven. Production itself is deliberately slow. Bugatti is targeting roughly 80 cars a year through 2029, so even buyers with the money in hand are waiting years, not months, for their exact specification to reach the front of the queue. Protecting resale value comes with its own cost. Keeping mileage low means climate-controlled storage and minimal driving. But cars are machines built to move. Leave one sitting too long and seals dry out, fluids go stale, tires flat spot. Preserving a $5 million machine's condition is its own ongoing expense. And there's an inherent trade-off built in. Every mile driven works against the low mileage condition that supports strong resale value. Collectors often point to vintage Bugatti auction prices as proof of guaranteed appreciation. Scarcity does help here. Only 250 Tourbillons will ever exist, hand-built at roughly 80 cars a year through 2029. But scarcity isn't the same as a guarantee. When Bugatti's next flagship arrives, today's Tourbillon could find itself compared to something newer, the way earlier hypercars have been repositioned once their manufacturer's next model landed. Resale value here depends on collector taste and market timing as much as on the car itself. Let's put the whole picture together. Start with a $4.5 million purchase price before bespoke customization, which pushes most real invoices higher. Add roughly $100,000 a year in insurance. Add maintenance and tires, call it another $70,000 to $100,000 a year once averaged out. Add climate-controlled storage and specialized transport on top of that, and you're looking at well over $150,000 a year just to keep the car sitting in a garage. Over 5 years, that's close to $1 million spent on top of the original purchase price before the car has gone a single mile. And every mile it does go works against the resale value that makes this whole equation feel worthwhile in the first place. That's the real tension at the center of hypercar ownership. The car is built to be driven, but driving it is exactly what erodes the investment case for owning it. It's worth being honest about who this math is really for. With all 250 allocations reportedly already spoken for, the Tourbillon was never sold to the general public in any meaningful sense. It went to existing Bugatti collectors, established hypercar buyers, and clients Bugatti already had relationships with through prior models like the Chiron and the Veyron. For that buyer, the ongoing six-figure annual cost isn't a deal-breaker. It's simply the cost of admission to a very small club, the same way it was with the Veyron, which took roughly a decade to fully sell through 450 units, and the Chiron before it. That's a very different calculation than the one most people run when they imagine buying a car. It's not, can I afford the payments? It's, does owning the rarest, loudest, most mechanically uncompromising V16 left on the planet matter enough to justify a cost structure most people will never see the inside of? Here's the real shape of Bugatti ownership. A genuinely remarkable, once-in-a-generation piece of engineering, sitting inside a closed, factory-controlled cost structure that runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, long after the purchase is done. Scarcity, only 250 units, hand-built at roughly 80 a year through 2029, gives the car real collector appeal. But scarcity alone doesn't offset a running cost structure this large, especially once battery and hybrid-specific servicing enters the picture in the years ahead. And that's really the honest answer here. The Tourbillon is not a smart financial asset, and it was never built to be one. It's the last naturally aspirated V16 hypercar most of us will ever see, wrapped around the first hybrid system Bugatti has ever shipped, and that combination is exactly why it's both remarkable and expensive to keep. If you're buying it to flip it for profit in 10 years, the numbers don't clearly support that bet. If you're buying it because nothing else on the road sounds like it, revs like it, or will ever be built quite like it again, that's a different kind of return entirely, and no spreadsheet is going to capture it.